Glad to see everybody here. Victories, wins, gratitudes. Sun's out, starting to come out. It's still a little chilly, but we love the sun.
Put a listing on Sunday night. Got a full price off for you.
Wow, nice.
Nice job, man.
Awesome. How'd you take the listing?
It is SOI, house client. Sold in the house 7 years ago.
Wow.
Love that stuff.
And they're buying too. We're going out to look this week.
Nice.
Awesome. What are you doing to keep in contact with them?
Every month I keep in contact either through phone call, text, or social media.
Nice.
Wow, nice work.
Love it. Do you prefer SOI business, or do you like grinding, jumping on the phone, contacting new business? I mean, we all need new business.
80% of my business comes from SOI. So,
Okay.
but I kind of do a blend. I spend half my time on SOI, half on prospecting
Awesome.
or cold prospecting or whatever.
Love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I finally went under contract last night in this house. Been 2 weeks dealing with these pain in the neck builders and clients.
So is this your listing or a buyer?
It's the buyer.
Buyer. Okay.
Nice job.
Awesome.
Yeah, good job, man.
Great job.
That's
So they
awesome.
bought new construction?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good. How'd you
That
pick up
is
that
awesome.
client?
Through our buyer leads that
Okay.
Dave produces and stuff.
Great. Still works. Awesome.
Yep.
Anyone else?
You know, I'm really grateful for the convenience of grocery stores.
Right?
Believe it or not, we usually go on Mondays, and I'm just like, I'm so grateful that I can just come here. There's so much abundance of food, and we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Where everywhere else there's a struggle for that. And I live out in Saratoga, and even Smith's, I feel like yesterday when there were no bananas. Like that's how busy it is. So I'm just grateful for that convenience.
I
Yeah.
love it.
That's
I
great.
love it. It's a great attitude. In fact, we're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff. I mean, it's true. We have everything at our fingertips, and we take a lot of those things for granted. A lot of the time where, I mean, we talk about writing our journals, our 10-10s, our 10 things we want, 10 things we're grateful for. There's been many times I'm like, I'm grateful for green lights because I'm running late. And all of a sudden the green light comes across, I'm like, hey, thank you. So just having this attitude of gratitude, I love it. Thank you.
I think I'm just grateful for like people pulling together to get things done. I think we see a lot of division in our like world right now, and it's easy to focus on that and see that, but just the little things. This weekend we had a Girl Scout event, and I love this event each year because afterwards I'm always like, thank you for this little tiny thing that each person did, just because I take on like, you know, a lion's share of it, but then when we come together for this event, like every parent is doing something and has a little part. And then last night we had to pick up all of our Girl Scout cookies for our troop, and so it's like 3 men are there loading up trucks, and we're taking dollies
That time
out.
of year,
and
is it cookie
it's,
time?
Yep.
All
And
right.
then we're loading them, and then I've got my cookie manager, which I've never taken that job in 9 years. It's a horrendous job, and I've always been grateful for somebody in my troop taking it and doling out the cookies and being in charge of all that. So just like the teamwork of that, there's just an amount of togetherness, and I think in this office we feel that too. There's competition obviously, but I feel that there's like a feeling of togetherness and coming together to get
Right.
things done. So I just appreciate that
Good.
on the personal level.
Awesome.
Off Facebook.
Awesome.
I'm grateful for small little miracles. We had a transaction that was not to fall apart because the VOE was, you know, the date of their hire was later than what
Sure.
we expected. And, you know, we were thinking that, you know, it was gonna fall apart, but the company has decided to account the training time that he did work.
Company is in lender?
Well,
Or-
it was just a training
Okay.
period. He trained for a month, and it pushed us back in place, and now they're able to close on time.
Awesome. Great.
I'd like to share. I'm actually very grateful for everyone mentioning the little things. Yesterday after work, I went to watch the jazz game with my nephews, and it's so funny that everyone's going through challenges no matter what stage they are in their life. Like my nephew.
Even the jazz when they get blown out by the sun.
Yeah, like the jazz. Yeah, it's awful. We were watching that, but I was sitting very calmly, and my other nephew, one of them had to run to basketball. The other one had to do a project. And the younger one is like, I don't want to do my homework right now, I'll do it later. And just the chaos around me, it was hilarious, but at the same time thinking that you have challenges at every stage. So everyone's trying to overcome something. And to sit back and watch that it's not just you that's struggling, and it's the small things that you can be grateful for. Because you can't go back and you don't know what tomorrow has in store, so living in the moment. I actually was laughing and teasing them. I'm like, you guys are being a bunch of babies right now. And they're like, okay. They're rolling their eyes at me, and I just had such a great time knowing that everyone is having challenges. But then one of my nephews, he's like, yeah, we lost last time, but we're going to win today. I just loved that attitude. They said, yeah, we lost last time, but today we're going to win. And it was amazing
I love that.
to have that mindset.
I love that. It's a great little segue to kind of what we're going to talk about. So it's been, my heavens, we're 11, 12 years of creating this company when we started this. So but Morning Ascent, this has been going on for years. Even before this company, we did it with Realty Executives before, and so many of you are here, and yet we still have a lot of people that aren't here. So one of the questions I have for you is, what is the reason why we have this meeting? What is Morning Ascent? Whether it be an actual answer, or what is it for you? What's the reason why you're here?
So on our team, we read the Miracle Morning last month, and I feel like I get a lot of my lifesavers done just in this meeting. So
Love that.
The writing, the visualization, and the affirmations.
Love that. It's great.
For me, I just think of the word ascent, and I think just that thinking at a higher level when you start your day just makes such a huge difference in your productivity,
answer. Oh, love
in
that.
your attitude, in your mindset overall. So.
Awesome.
For me, Ascent is another step, and every morning there's a different topic, there's something else that's relevant that's presented that can be another step in the path towards the top.
Fantastic.
For me, when I wake up, like my mind it's all over the place. So I feel like when I come here, I can get centered and get ready to get on the phone and be in the right mindset.
Okay.
Love it.
I don't really know the Everest reasons, but my reason is this will erase everything that happened the day before or even the night before and get my mind
That's good.
washed.
That's awesome.
Clean
Love
for
it.
the next
Love
day.
it.
I was talking to somebody who has decided to go elsewhere yesterday, and I was asking this person if he felt like his spiral towards that decision started when he stopped being connected to some of these things that we do here in the training room. And because it felt like what he was saying was he was looking for more connection in what he was doing. And I felt like that, like for me, this is like a morning connection. Like when you see people here, you have a relationship with them, you start to get to know them, and it's not just an office filled with busy bees. It's people that you know something about their life,
Absolutely.
and when you start disconnecting from that, you start feeling like you work in a big office and you don't know anybody, and you don't know anybody struggling, you feel alone,
That's a good
so.
point. Love that. So, John.
Honestly, the reason I'm here, I send accountability.
It's okay too.
And I am not gonna wash Jason Carlson's car.
That's the only reason. Hey, you didn't specify exactly how you're going to wash it. There's many ways to wash it. You can wash with mud. You can wash it with water. You can
No, I did specify hand
I hope he's listening.
hand wash. Okay.
Anyway, but the reason that's even in accountability is because of the amount of difference it makes in how the day goes.
I love it. Last one.
I was with another brokerage before before I came here, but and they taught me really the nuts and bolts of how to fill out a form and what to do, but they didn't really teach me the training, the role playing. They didn't have just very motivated people like yourself or everybody else that comes in every single morning. Maybe they would have that once a year, at the other place, and we have it every single morning here, and a motivational that keeps me going.
Awesome.
Love
Thank
that.
you. Great comments. Everything is tying in exactly what we're talking about. Is it fair to say that when we walk, every morning, sometimes, who is the first person we're hearing?
Rick.
Rick. So you're drink. All right. So are you over? I don't even know who said that. Okay. What time do you get up in the morning?
5:30.
All right. Are you over at his house at 5:30 or 4?
No, I'm,
Okay.
I'm driving in here about 5 o'clock.
All right. So you might be dreaming all night long. Oh crap! I got to hear Rick in the morning. So when first thing you walk up, you're hearing his voice. Right?
I roll over.
All right. Fair enough. Chances are, we're probably hearing our own thoughts, our own voices, or we're hearing from ourselves versus Rick. Unless you're just so traumatized and that's all you can think of.
That could be.
So, now the majority of the time, usually our own thoughts may not be as positive or putting us on the right track as the voice of someone else. Right? When we get here, every single time when I'm up here, I prepare to talk about something because I want to present a message that it not only is going to be uplifting, but there are many people that are hearing this message. So just coming right off the hip and just starting to talk is not going to be beneficial. So that preparation to make sure that the message that's being given is going to actually have an impact on yourself versus just rolling out of bed and whatever's on my mind, I start thinking. So the key part about it is when we look for other ways to start hearing positive statements, positive stories, positive direction versus focusing on ourselves, that's one of the key things that this meeting is about. This meeting is really to take away your fear and turn those fears completely away from it and focus on gratitudes. It was fantastic, all of the stuff that was being said this morning about how grateful we are and for why. And the little things. It's the little things that we do are what changes everything that we're doing each and every single day. Those, you can tell them baby step. Most of you guys are probably too even young to even know this. What about Bob? You guys ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
The book, Baby Steps? Okay, Baby Steps. Great. Google it. YouTube it. You'll understand it afterwards. But gratitude is the key to all of our success in what we do. Zig Ziglar talks about dealing with attitude and how we have our attitude, the impact and what it does each and every day, positively or negatively. In fact, we'll do a little bit of an exercise. I just want you to write down 2 things. So grab out your book. Just want 2 simple things. Whether it be about each day, whether about let's focus. Let's just say about your job, about being a real estate agent. What are 2 things you dislike? Just write down simply. Just 2 things you don't like about your job. What was that?
About real estate?
About real estate. You're about real estate, yes. Just real quick, 2 things that you don't like about your job. I don't know if that was hearing Rick's voice in the morning at 5:30. I don't know. Maybe that was one of them. I don't know. Couple more seconds. Okay, everyone got 2 things? All right. Now I want you to underline the word dislike. Actually, just cross it out and put love.
I don't think that one worked for me. But
Doesn't work for you?
well, I put crazy people and unmotivated people, so.
Nope,
I
you
think
love them now.
I love them.
You love crazy people, and you love unmotivated people.
Okay.
Change the word from dislike to love.
I love them.
The whole part about that
Negative people, that's what they do.
is how your attitude towards the things that are the most challenging for you each and every single day. If we walk into something, crap. Okay, I got to get up in the morning. Rick's already been calling me. We got to get here in the morning. We got to start talking to people. Oh, the one thing. Hopefully, someone from my SOI calls me, so I don't have to get on the phone and call anybody else. If I walk into that attitude, do you think I'm going to be extremely excited about dialing the number, talking to somebody? If I will have that attitude and nothing gets in the way of changing that attitude. If I don't come to one of these meetings and someone says something like, hey, that makes perfect sense, I'm not going to focus on I'm not going to listen to myself. I'm going to listen to somebody else and the preparation that they had in order for them to change my attitude. Because if I have a positive attitude, I'm more inclined to have a positive result. Many times, maybe our attitude, we don't do anything that changes, and we receive that phone call from that past SOI, and they call us up, they want to list their house, and all of a sudden, boom, that good event changed our attitude in order to what is being done. We all have something that we don't like about the day, our job, whatever's going on. But we have the ability to change that outcome. It's all how whatever we set up and how we choose to approach that issue, day, item, thought, whatever it is, we have the ability to change that. Key part about it is, are you taking the steps necessary to put yourself in that situation so that you love motivated people, or unmotivated people, sorry.
I love motivated.
I love what you're doing here because this is a portion of the subconscious, the 90% of who we are, and they're triggers and antecedents. And the problem with triggers and antecedents is they're automatically triggered to cause a response. And the only way to fix that is to tell yourself a different story like, love them. And if you say that enough, like the affirmations, that gets burnt into our 90% subconscious, which causes us to act differently. So I love where you're going with this.
Thank you.
I have another thought along with that. I've been listening to Brene Brown's Power of Vulnerability, and recently she's talking about, where I'm at in the book, she's talking about gratitude specifically, and how people who live like joyful, fulfilling lives, they don't just have an attitude of gratitude, so they don't just tell themselves like, today I'm going to have a positive attitude and go about their day. They actively practice it, and so it's saying things out loud, affirming those things, and responding in a way that's positive and that shows gratitude.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really good.
think about those of you that have little kids. I walk home and when our garage door goes open, it's tied to our alarm, and so there's a little chime that you hear inside the house. And my boys, they now know, oh, okay, they know that I'm coming home. So I walk in through the garage, and every single day, they pop out of the hall like to surprise me. Boo! They're like, boys are like little puppy dogs. They really are. They doesn't matter what they're doing. They just fought with each other. They beat each other up. They're crying, and then they are the happiest little. For the littlest thing, they just. I mean, my little one, even yesterday, the 5-year-old was sitting at the table, and normally when the door comes, they both come together, and so the 2-year-old was like, he didn't know how to function without his older brother. Like, what? He's like, Dad's home. Like, we're supposed to go run and grab his legs. Come on, let's go. But my point being is, they just have that sheer innocence of everything is fantastic. And I on a dime, they can go from sheer cry because they didn't get their cookie. They're just, it's the worst day appearance-wise because of that cookie not being there, to just sheer joy, happiness. And they can switch just like that. We all have that capacity, but because we become adults, we figure out, I can't change that quickly. No, that's not something that an adult would do. Sometimes observing what little children, who they are and how they behave, they are amazing teachers. We're just terrible students. We choose not to watch and stuff they do. But think of it, every single day, my little boys, they just come and grab my legs and glad to have you home. They are like little dogs. Dogs are always cheerful. They come and just grab your leg. I mean, it is amazing. They have just innocent attitudes. We need to learn stuff from that. But the key part about it is, more than likely, don't remember when I was that age, they're not really fearful of much, other than the fact of, I'll pick up my little boy and he thinks he's going to fall. He's scared. He's not happy at that point. But those are the little fears that they have. They don't have in this huge amount of fear that's going in their life. So, hence, when they don't have much fear that's going on, what shows up? They have just tons and tons of gratitude. And then all of a sudden we grow up and all of a sudden we start losing some of that. That's what this meeting is about. This meeting is setting the tone so that when you walk out of this meeting and tackle your day, that those 3-4 inches between your ears is in the right mindset. Or at least a better mindset before you go, you wake up in the morning and you're the one that is directing what you're going to do, versus getting in the right frame of mind so that when you go and meet that individual that truly needs you to be at your best, that you're prepared to get there. So the fact that you guys are here, fantastic. Love it. The fact that you guys are eager to become the person that you need to be to talk to that customer, that client, awesome. Love the fact that everyone's here. Love the fact that you guys enjoy being here. Let's focus on making sure that we have gratitude. And it's gratitude for the market. Gratitude for those. We are so lucky. I'm trying to think of a better word, but we are blessed. We are so lucky to have everything that we have in this world. 97%, 98, probably 99% of the population would love to change places with us. And we are so fortunate to have everything that we have right at our fingertips. And yet we have so many people that just, not enough. Problems that the majority of the world is facing versus what we are facing is so, their problems are monumental. Ours are nominal. Focus on gratitude. That'll affect our attitude. And then your clients are going to be able to feel and represent that. Okay?
Love it.
Thanks, guys. Let's go ahead and close it out.
Just his.